Good morning to all. This is Parthasarathi, and in today's class we will discuss about operating cycle. In the previous class we have discussed about working capital and how to calculate working capital and what are the various forms of working capital and all. Now we will discuss about operating cycle. Operating cycle, the term itself says that it is a cyclic process. It is a cyclic process of producing the products. That is, it refers to the number of days required in converting its inventories into cash. That is, the time taken to convert the raw material into the cash, we call it as our operating cycle. That is, it is the time taken to convert the raw material into cash, we call it as an operating cycle. See here first we will purchase the raw material. This is the first phase, and then this raw material will go for production process. That is, in the production process the raw material is converted into work in process. Work in process is nothing but semi-finished goods. It is not the raw material and it is not the final product. It is the work in process semi-finished goods, and it is converted into finished goods. Okay, that is, the raw material is converted into finished goods. Okay, that, and then we will go for this finished goods has to be sold that way. In case of sales, we have two types of sales, that is cash sales, credit sales. If you go for cash sales, immediately we get the cash, and if you go for credit sales, we have to get the money after some period of time. Okay, and in this process we will have two concepts, that is debt collection. We have gone for credit sales, we have gone for credit sales and we have to get money from the outside. Okay, and credit payment, we purchase raw material on credit basis. We have to pay the money to the suppliers. Are you able to understand? That is, after producing the final product, we will go for cash sales and as well as credit sales. We have two types of sales, cash sales and credit sales. If you go for cash sales, we will sell it into cash, we will get immediately the cash, right? And if you go for credit sales, we have to get the money after some period of time. After some period of time, they will pay the money to us. Okay, right? Ante manam apputo ammesam, appuku ammesam. Okay, right? And then after some period of time, we will get the money. Okay, and then we purchase raw material. In first case, we purchase raw material for credit, apputo kannam, and we will pay money to them. Okay, and again this finished goods is sold and we get the cash. From this cash, again we purchase the raw material, again is converted to work in process, and again finished goods, again we sell it on cash basis and credit basis, and then we'll get the money from the outsiders, and again we will pay money to our sellers. Okay, this process we call it as operating cycle. In simple sense, operating cycle is nothing but the time period taken to convert the raw material into cash, we call it as operating cycle. Okay, right. See here, the operating cycle is nothing but inventory period plus accounts receivables period. Very simple. Inventory period is nothing but inventory, stock. Inventory is nothing but stock. We have three different types of stocks. What are the three different types of stocks? Raw material, work in process and finished goods. These three we consider as inventory. Inventory is nothing, not only raw material. Inventory ante raw material matrame kaadu. Inventory is not only the raw material. Inventory is raw material is inventory. Work in process, that is semi-finished goods, is inventory. Finished goods is also inventory. Okay, and this inventory period, that is the time period that is taken to convert the raw material into finished goods, we call it as inventory period. Mana raw material finished goods ga convert chese time period emantunna manam inventory period antunnam. That is the time taken to convert our raw material into finished goods, we call it as inventory period. Accounts receivable period. Account receivable period ante enti, what is meant by accounts receivable periods? Accounts receivables period is nothing but we sold the goods on credit basis and we get the money back the time period that we sold the goods on credit basis and the time taken to get back the money from our buyers, from our buyers. మనము అప్పుతో అమ్మేసాం, మళ్ళీ వాళ్ళు తిరిగి మనకు మనీ పే చేసే టైం పీరియడ్ ఏమంటున్నాం మనం? అకౌంట్స్ రిసీవబుల్ పీరియడ్ అంటున్నాం. దట్ ఈస్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సైకిల్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ద ఇన్వెంటరీ పీరియడ్, దట్ ఈస్ టైం టేకన్ టు కన్వర్ట్ ద రా మెటీరియల్ టు ఫినిష్డ్ గూడ్స్ ప్లస్ the time taken to convert the time taken to get back our money from our debtors. మన అప్పుతో అమ్మేసాం, వాళ్ళకి మనీ వచ్చే టైం ఏమంటున్నాం? అకౌంట్స్ రిసీవబుల్ పీరియడ్. ఓకేనా? రైట్. ఇన్వెంటరీ పీరియడ్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇట్ is the amount of time inventory sits in the storage until it is sold. That is nothing but the time taken to convert raw material into finished goods. Operating cycle is nothing but 365 days. It will consider per annum, per year. 365 days by cost of goods sold plus annual average inventory. That is inventory period is nothing but 365 days by cost of goods sold by average inventory. Accounts receivable period is nothing but 365, that is per annum by cost credit sales. That is credit sales we also call as net sales. Credit sales అనొచ్చు, net sales అనొచ్చు. Credit sales by average accounts receivables. Okay, right? Inventory period is nothing but 365 by inventory turnover. What is the inventory turnover? Inventory turnover is nothing but inventory is, that is raw material is turned into finished goods, that we call as inventory turnover. That is time period taken to convert the inventory into raw material is called the time taken to convert the raw material into finished goods we call as inventory turnover. That is 365 by inventory turnover. What is the formula for inventory? See here 365 by cost of goods sold by average inventory. Okay, right? What we call this as the name of inventory turnover. Okay, na? Inventory turnover is equal to cost of goods sold by average inventory. That is cost of goods sold by average inventory. See the formula here. What is the formula for inventory period? Inventory period formula is 365 by inventory turnover. What is the formula for inventory turnover? Cost of goods sold by average inventory. What is the cost of goods sold? The cost of goods sold is nothing but what is the cost that is incurred to produce our products. మన products తయారు చేయడానికి మనకి ఎంత ఖర్చు అయిందో దాన్ని ఏమంటున్నాం? Cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold is nothing but starting inventory, that is opening stock, beginning stock, starting stock, starting inventory plus purchases. That is we have purchased some extra stock. For example, the beginning stock is 10,000. We have 10,000 bags of raw material. Okay, and we purchased 5,000 additional bags of raw material. We have gone for production and we have some inventory left over, that is called as ending inventory. Sorry, are you to understand? Starting inventory, that is beginning stock plus purchases minus ending inventory, that is closing inventory. Okay, right? At the starting year we have some inventory, we purchase some additional inventory and some inventory is left over, that is called as cost of goods sold by average inventory. What is the average inventory? Beginning inventory plus purchases minus ending inventory by 2 average, by 2 we get average inventory. Okay, I repeat again, operating cycle is nothing but inventory period plus account receivable. What is formula for inventory period? Inventory period formula is 365 by inventory turnover. What is the formula of inventory turnover? Cost of goods sold by average inventory. What is the cost of goods sold? Beginning inventory, that is starting inventory, plus we have purchased some items minus ending inventory. What is average inventory? Average starting inventory plus purchases minus ending inventory by 2. Okay, next. Okay, next, as we know, accounts operating cycle is nothing but inventory period plus account receivable. Up to now we have gone for what is an inventory period here, and then we go for about account receivable period. Account receivable period is nothing but it is the time taken to collect cash from the sale of inventory. What is the time that is taken to convert our finished product? Okay. See, accounts receivable period. Accounts receivable period is nothing but it is the time taken to collect cash from the sale of inventory. That is, our finished products are sold away in the form of credit basis or in the form of cash. Okay, the time taken to collect cash from our sales, we call it as accounts receivable period. For this, the formula is 365 by receivables turnover. What is formula for receivables turnover? Credit sales. We have gone for sale on the basis of credit sales by average accounts receivable. What is formula for average accounts receivable? Average account receivable is equal to beginning and opening, that is beginning and ending account receivable average, that is opening account receivable plus ending account receivable by 2, or we can say opening account receivable plus ending account receivable by 2, or beginning accounts receivable plus ending accounts receivable by 2, that is average of beginning and ending accounts receivable. We will get the average of accounts receivable. So that is accounts receivable is nothing but 365 by receivables turnover. Formula for receivables turnover is credit sales by average accounts receivable. Average account receivable is nothing but beginning and ending accounts receivable balances averages. Okay, now we go for calculation a small problem in order to calculate the operating cycle. Okay, see here, first we have to find out the inventory turnover. Okay, what is formula for operating cycle here? Just to go for the formula, operating formula of turnover is 365 by cost of goods sold by average inventory plus 365 by credit sales by average receivables, average account receivable. That is, just remember the formula. Here we have inventory turnover. First we have find out the formula for inventory turnover. What is formula for inventory turnover? Cost of goods sold by average inventory. What is cost of goods sold here? Cost of goods sold is 8550, that is 8 crores 5 lakhs. Okay, that is average, that is the cost of goods sold by average inventory. What is my average inventory here? Opening plus beginning, that is ending, by 2. If you take the average of 2300 plus 3500 by 2, then we get 2900. That is average of these two things. That is the formula for average inventory turnover is cost of goods sold by average inventory. The cost of goods sold is given in the problem. Average inventory is nothing but beginning inventory plus ending inventory by 2. We will get the average inventory. That is we get 2.931. Okay. Then inventory period is equal to the formula 365 by inventory turnover. Here 365 by inventory turnover is 2.931. We get 124.53. Okay. Then we get receivables turnover. Receivables turnover is, what is the formula for receivables turnover? Credit sales by average receivables. What is the credit sales here? Credit sales is, that is net sales is 13 crores by average accounts receivable. Average accounts receivables is nothing but beginning accounts receivable plus ending accounts receivable by 2, so that we get 2025000. That is average. That is 175 plus 230 by 2. We get the average. This is the average. That is, we get the 2025. We will divide the net sales by average accounts receivable. We get the 6.431. Okay, accounts receivable period is equal to 365 by 6.49, that is equal to 56.862. Operating cycle is nothing but inventory turnover plus accounts receivables period turnover. Okay, so that 2.931, that is inventory period turnover, inventory period plus account receivable period, that is 124.53 plus 56.862. we get the 182 days. Okay, very simple. Cost of goods sold by average, net credit sales by average of accounts receivable, right? 365 by inventory turnover, 365 by receivables turnover. We will add both, we will get this one. Okay, right. Next we will discuss about Next, we will discuss about the how to calculate or estimation of working capital. See, the estimation of working capital is dependent on various factors. These factors we will discuss in the previous class, that is nature or character of the business, size of the business, production cycle, length of production cycle, rate of stock turnover, credit policy, business cycle, rate of growth of business. These are all discussed in the previous session. Okay, and there are some common methods for estimation of working capital. Okay, the first one is estimation of components of working capital. Right? What are the components of working capital? The components of working capital, that is the formula of working capital, is current assets minus current liabilities. That is, we have to estimate what is the amount of current assets and what is the current amount of current liabilities. We will subtract current assets minus current liabilities so that we get the working capital requirement. And the next one is percentage of sales method. Percentage of sales method is nothing but it is the ratio of sales to working capital. That is, what is the sales of this particular year and what is the working capital required. If you go for ratio of sales to working capital, then we can estimate the amount of working capital required. Next, coming to operating cycle method, that is equal to, that is, we will find out the operating cycle method by use, that is raw material R plus W plus F plus D minus C, which refers to raw material plus work in process plus finished goods plus debtors collection stage minus creditors payment stage. That is, what is the time period required for raw material, what is the time period required for finished goods stage, what is the time period required for finished goods stage, plus what is the time taken to collect the money from the debtors and what is the time taken to pay our creditors. That is, we pay to the creditors. What is the time period that we taken to pay our creditors? Okay. For this, we will go for a simple problem, that is, compute the operating cycle in the days and amount and estimate the amount of working capital required. The following data. The average, that is, we have to find out the working capital required. Okay, right. See here, very simple concept here. Here we have given average period of credit sales allowed by suppliers is 16 days. Average total number of debtors outstanding is 480 days. Sales for the year is 16 lakhs. Value of average sales is stock maintained is 320. Work in process is 350 and finished goods is 260. Okay, that is, we have given the work in process, raw material and finished goods. That is value of finished goods. Finished goods is 260, value of work in process is 350, raw material is 320, debtors allowed period is 480, sales is 1600. Now what we will do? We will add R plus W plus F, that is raw material stage plus work in process stage plus finished goods stage. So, and we will add the debtors also. We will add the debtors outstanding, that is 320 plus 350 plus 260 plus 480. We will get 1410. Okay, that is R plus we can see here R plus W plus F plus D. In the same way, we will go for 320 R W 350 F 260 D 480. We will sum up all and then we will go for calculation of credit period allowed, that is average outstanding, that is 480. See here, there is the debtors is 480 by sales is 1600 16 lakhs. Okay, 1600 I think so. 1600. So 16,000 into 365 days. That is, we get 11 days. Okay. Average creditors outstanding is 16. That is, average suppliers creditors allowed period is 16 days. Here 16 days by 11 days into 100. So that we get 145. I hope you understand. 145. Then amount of working capital required is 140 minus 145, we get 1265. I repeat again, we have to add up raw material stage, work in process stage, F stage and debtors collection period stage, so that we will get 1410 and then credits then we will go for 480 by 16,000 into 365, we get 11 days. Then 16 by 11 into 100, 145. Then we'll subtract. then we'll subtract 1410 minus 145, that is 1265. Very simple. You have to add all these things, 4 things, and then we will calculate 480. 480 is here is debtors outstanding by sales into 360. We will get 11 days. Average creditor debtors is creditors outstanding is 16 by 16 here. Debtors period 16 days. 16 by this 11 into 100, 145. 1410 minus 145, we get 1265. Okay, right. If you have any doubts, you can contact me through email or through my phone. Okay, thank you.